All right. Welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you here as usual. It is Christian and it is
Carter.
Today we're going to be talking about age, but mainly how age does not really signify or it is synonymous to wisdom or intellect. Because we have seen a lot of older men who aren't really that smart as you would think, aren't really as wise as you would think. You know, when you were younger, how you would always look up to your elders in a way. Now, we're not really, these days, it's not really like that. These days, it's almost as if like they have digressed.
Yeah, it's almost as if the older generation has lost their touch in a sense where they can't even motivate the youth into going in the right direction. They're following the youth now instead of advising the youth and bringing them in the right direction. Nowadays, I'm seeing older guys wearing skinny jeans and tight pants and all those stuff, following the youngins, and it baffles me because that's not the right thing to do as men.
It's almost as if they don't want to grow up.
Yeah, like you're stuck in that kiddie frame, like life doesn't continue going on.
Like, we can understand how you still want to be fruitful and lively, but to a certain extent, you have to still act your age mentally, spiritually. You have to have evolved through this life. You could not stay the same as you were when you were younger.
Exactly, because life is about elevating, and you can't be stuck in the same place you were 15 years ago.
You're not doing this life thing right then, are you? No. So, even with your elders, obviously you have to have a certain degree of respect for them still. But do not think that they are better than you just because they're older than you. Or do not think they have some leverage over you just because they're older than you. Most of these older individuals aren't really worth that much respect. Like, of course, you have to treat them with respect. Like, if you are raised properly with manners, greetings, proper handshake.
Yeah, man, grandma taught us that respect is given both ways. So if somebody gives you respect, you should give them respect back. That's how life works.
But also, if you see where those elders, so to speak, aren't acting respectfully, then you cannot really offer that respect to them. Because if they're acting infantile in their mindset, even people our age, or even a little bit older, we realize that they're very infantile in their mindset, very babyish.
But demanding like if were demanding respect and they have done nothing.
Doesn't
make any sense.
And also, it's just like partying, drinking, no substance. That's the main thing. No substance with it.
Because we believe in, if you're going to party and do etc., at least accomplish something and reward yourself with that. Not just doing it just cause. That's not the right way to do it.
Exactly. And even though we don't drink, we can say, all right, if you want one or two drink, you have to be rewarded with it though. You have to have accomplished something prior to drinking, not just going out and drinking.
Especially you smokers, cause I know how that weed thing gets. You guys get very lackadaisical and weak and lazy. You guys especially should be treating the weed as a reward instead of just smoking 24/7 through the day. Wake up, you even brush your teeth, your hygiene. That's another thing we're going to dive into as well. Your hygiene. You just smoke 24/7.
First thing as
you wake up.
What? That is insane.
You're killing yourself, man.
And to be honest, to me personally, I feel like weed is the worst drug because it kills that fire inside of you.
Yeah, it makes you very lazy. Very lazy.
You're just accepting life, comfortable.
Yeah, especially people that stress smoke as well. You guys, them especially.
But most people generally don't go through.
You guys don't go through stress. You guys realize that people used to smoke because they're going through hard times. Back in the days, you have the coal miners.
Cigarette.
Because they can't even go back home to their family without having to work at least like 18 hours. That's why they smoked. They had an actual reason to smoke. You guys are just smoking to try to look cool.
It's crazy. Or they act as if they have this burden on their shoulders.
Bro, you're 16, you're 17 years old. You have nothing to worry about in life right now.
Nothing.
And you guys are smoking at that young of an age.
They don't even have that much responsibility at that age. Most of the people. Even if they are a little older too. Imagine if you're in Palestine getting bombed.
Exactly. We would understand if you're smoking, but us Jamaicans, we get things very easy. This life here is very you're on a tropical island, beaches,
sun,
weekend, party.
Very nice life for most.
Very nice life out here.
And even in the Western world, that's when it's consumerism is at its highest.
And at its peak.
And they feel like they have all these stresses and all that. Use other vectors and other vices. You trust me, you are not as stressed as you think you are. And even when you're seeing older people take up these habits, these bad habits,
exactly,
you thought they would grow out of it because they've had enough time in this life to grow out of it.
Man, because we're seeing what older woman in parties still acting young. That's the worst thing I've ever seen, man.
Dressing skimpy with the children
dressed
at home.
in bro.
What are you doing? Men at bars drinking themselves.
Have them wife and the kids at home and you're drinking a life away. Now, bro, you know how your kids look at you guys?
Age used to be a very, very good example. You had to set an example. Age used to be like, okay, people are gonna look up to me now. I'm this age.
Yeah.
I have to carry myself a certain way. No, it's a regression.
Now the older people trying to fight to be young again.
Come on. Age is not a bad thing.
You cannot rewind the clock, man.
Time is the fire in which we all burn.
Exactly.
Live it, accept it. Now,
there's beauty in growth. You understand that?
And evolution.
You're supposed to move on from that mindset you had a year ago. It's a new year now. You're a new age now. You're supposed to be moving on to better things.
Even a few years ago, our mindset and our lifestyle is different. We have grown. And there's nothing wrong with growth. Stop trying to fight the clock and go into regression. You're a certain age, set an example for the kids. And even people in the world, set an example for them when you become a certain age. Now, it's Carter's birthday today. And, you know, coming of this, it just reminds me of this age topic, right? And I would say, especially throughout our life recently, since we've, you know, hung out with each other and met each other and stuff, we've realized that we really have to put on the boots of almost as if people are looking towards us. People are looking us as, not as role models, but we kind of have to set the tone a bit, you know? And that really made us cut back on certain actions. Maybe we wouldn't go out as much. And we were never really going out in the first place.
We're not against going out. That wasn't our deal, but it's when you go out and don't do nothing. You have to reward yourself with going out.
Yes.
The pointless going out every single weekend to see the same set of people, that's not us.
And then you're gonna be speaking the same set of topics to the same set of people.
Every single weekend. That shit is dead.
Yeah. And we never really went out like that before either, once in a while, you know? And especially with the elders now, that's where we've seen it though, when we go out.
Because I'm pretty sure you guys, after your 5 years of going out since you're in high school, you can see the same set of older people in the same place at the same time every single weekend, like it's a fucking video game, like an NPC script. They're placed there. And you see them every single year of your life that you're getting older. They're there, the same. There's no change, there's no progression. We're aiming towards elevation and continuously growing. That is the direction this channel is going.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we've had to step into the sewer to see how it is. We've had to go out a little bit to see how it is, to realize it's really shit. It is really shit. We have to look at certain people and see how they act and realize that we don't really want to act like them. That is it. No, you cannot speak from just, as we always say, one side of the spectrum and not experience the rest. You have to experience both and then speak from both. Yeah, that's it. And we've seen it recently with this thing in Jamaica called Carnival.
I don't even know why Jamaica even pick up this carnival thing, because it's a Trinidad-based event, which I don't know where Jamaica get the culture from, because it wasn't started here. But anyways, we've seen that, man, the older folks are coming like they want to take it over from the young folks.
And apparently that's culture now.
Yeah, apparently it's culture to be
a degenerate.
half naked, having children out there now watching this Batman now
coming into the
take
scheme.
over. I thought Jamaica was against it, but you know,
I thought Jamaica was homophobic.
you know, we basically dash away our pride and everything else, basically.
Because we have a lot of people who we talk to abroad in foreign countries, and they swear Jamaica is homophobic. But I have to tell them now.
Right now, I don't know myself.
It's like the floodgates are open at this point in time.
I'm gonna take this thing as a joke thing now, and make it free now, and you have the children, which is what they're trying to aim after.
The children seeing 40, 50, 60-year-old women.
Yeah,
in
older
the
women, naked, half naked. Bro.
With their kids there.
With the kid. Oh
and their partner there, seeing them do that. No, I had a video on my Telegram channel. You can subscribe to it, link in the description, where I spoke about this said topic. How degeneracy in a society will eventually result in that society ending up failing.
Goddamn, we're failing already, so.
Well, we've seen why.
Well,
we've seen why.
There's no structure in Jamaica. It's finished.
Once the degeneracy starts seeping in, it opens a door to a bad kettle of fish.
Yeah.
That's when the gays come in.
Yeah, man, and all that. Boy.
And the thing is, the worst part about it is, the children are seeing
That is what I'm talking about. And what you guys have to understand is that the kids is what is going to happen in the future. They're coming up. When you used to go places back then, you used to be wondering, oh, I can go there where the older kids go. You realize it's a pattern. It's going to follow. That's what we're saying. That's what we're talking about. Because we were once back at the little Sky Zone and all those places, and when we get older, we can go to clubs, and that's the direction that the kids are going towards. So eventually they're going to hit the carnival, and when they must see these gays and all these things, it's gonna be normal to them, and guess what? They might want to follow.
Yeah, exactly. Because their mind is susceptible to those things.
You're going to adapt to your environment either way.
And remember, like back then, how kids would be more like, oh, I can't go there because older people are going to see me.
No.
Or I can't drink there because older people, I can't do this with this girl because these people are going to see me.
Yeah, no, that's out the window. No, I see 15-year-olds in clubs don't check in at the ID. None of that. It's just,
it's insane.
Who gives a fuck? Go and smoke weed, drink. 15-year-old. Bro, you guys are losing it.
There has to be some sort of a limitation in society to keep the society flourishing. It cannot be willy-nilly, every man for themselves. That's when no one's gonna care about their fellow countrymen. That's the issue. And now the younger children, or even people our age, are looking to the elders, and there's no...
Yeah, and the elders are the youngins. You're looking to the elders for support.
Guidance. And they're doing what
you're doing. Doing what I'm doing. At my age.
It's like, well, where's the direction then?
There's no direction. And it's crazy.
And people like us in this world are actually very rare. The people that are actually going to tell you this information. Because the whole world is run on information. who can get this information first, say in the stock market, the crypto market, who can know about this information about history first, or uncover this mystery, or uncover this side of the narrative in history that was never covered. It's all about information. So that's why we have to take up the mantle now and show you guys this alternate way of thinking, especially in this country and in this society. Now there's other people who are showing people this alternate way of thinking in the world, but it's still a minority.
Yeah, it's a minority when it should be the major thing that should be pushed.
It should be.
All of our leaders have gone, and everybody forget the sayings, what they've said. They don't care about what Sam Sharp and whatever done for us. They don't care.
Sam Sharp is actually a national hero
Of Jamaica,
by
yes.
the way, for people abroad or in other
They
countries.
don't care what Martin Luther King did. They don't care what nobody did.
No, but
everything is forgotten.
Everybody likes to talk about the name and all that,
Yeah.
but they forget what they stand for.
They don't stand on it. They don't stand on what the people say.
Yes.
They just brush it aside and just follow the degenerate. Oh, the TikTok, the dance, new trend, shake your hips.
No, because guess what? Majority of Jamaica
What's
is
going
black,
on?
right? A darker skin tone. And they will boast about what Marcus Garvey or Martin Luther
Yeah,
King
but are
will
you
say.
following what he's doing?
But those guys, if they saw what you guys are doing today, they would like it, would they? They would say, what are you guys doing? But you're ready to boast about them and say what they
You
would
come to
say.
their defense. You're not following what they
The
preach.
doctrine.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy. It's insane. It's completely turned inverse world now. And especially with age, since the main topic about this video is age, we've seen the progression, actually a very fast progression, where the girls have been more uncleanly than the men these days. It's completely inverse now.
And they're very fast now.
Back in the day,
Very quick. No.
back in the day,
Why?
the woman would have to question, should I marry
Yeah,
this
should
guy?
There's no, they don't check for your character no more, man. They don't check for that. They only check for your bank account. Eh? Or what you
this
can
bag.
provide. Hey, I thought being in a relationship and stuff was about genuine love for each other. Not about the money. Not about the design, and not about the car, not about... You guys are being used for banks, man. You guys are just look at you for the dollar sign and just dash it away and go to the next.
Next, man.
These bitches are choosing.
At this
How do I
rate,
tell you?
at this rate, if you don't get them what they want,
They're done with you.
cheat on you.
Cheating.
And again,
And it doesn't matter about the age. Because the age, them following what we're doing. So it doesn't
you
matter.
see
about
it in the
age.
older generation, you see it in the younger generation. It is insane. It is absolutely insane. Back in the day, that's why I always like to refer to back in the day, because there's some good lessons from back then.
Only lessons from back in the day, if I'm being real.
The man should have been able to protect the woman.
No, man softer than woman now.
Nowadays, you're seeing where these girls are with the guys that can't even protect them. You could bad up their guy and bitch him up, and they would still be with the guy just because what he can give her a bag or give
Yeah,
her.
man, give her a little bag.
It's a using thing now, and you see it in the older generation too. So it's almost as if people don't know where to look anymore. That's why people are looking towards social media, the podcasts, and these other people coming out to try and guide people and steer people in the right direction, but yet still they get hate. So it's like, no matter what.
No matter what you do, you can't win, eh?
Like, there's a lack of guidance in the world today.
In the
And
world, not just this country. We're speaking for the world. Because it's happening all around.
yeah, there's a lack of God.
But you know what? Everything come full circle. History will repeat itself.
Jamaica itself is supposed to be a Christian country. I was
Yeah,
actually...
no. Oh, what an interesting topic.
Yes. I was
There-
actually having a conversation with someone recently, and
Mm.
I was saying, what religion does Jamaica partake in? And they're like, no, Jamaica is supposed to be a Christian country. I asked them, did you see Carnival?
Huh. Hey, you don't have that. You don't have that talk though.
That doesn't seem very religious.
Yeah, you guys don't want to have that talk, eh?
I think
because only for the girls that go carnival, them have a little scripture in them bio.
Yeah.
What happened to the scripture?
And they went for christening and
for
baptized.
christening, baptized church girls.
Hypocrites.
Hypocrites, man.
Hypocrites. Because a lot of the girls
naked out there.
A lot of the girls back in the day when I was super young, their parents would take them for christening and all this stuff, Sunday, going to church, all that. Look at them now. They're dressing in the most revealing thing out at the Friday night club.
Yeah, man, but then when a man says something about her on the IG, oh, he's a weirdo, he's a...
Yeah.
Oh, but carnival make it okay. One day of the year. Whoa!
It's deluded.
Whoa!
We call that delusional. Because if you're going to dress basically naked, and you don't even want a man to say hi to you.
You don't want a man to say hi, you don't want a man approach you, but you're naked.
That's going against his natural instincts.
Bro, it makes no sense. But if he would have done it any other day out of the year, he's a pedophile or something like that. All those things. But one day of the year makes it acceptable. Rubbish. You're going against God.
Rubbish.
Carnival is going against God. It's a demonic event. That's how I see it. And that's what it is. But you guys can take it or not want.
To be honest, let's break it down a little more for the stupid people that are going to watch this.
Them are going to tell, and they don't know nothing about church folk.
Yes. Right, so let's break it down. You go on the roadside in the hot sun, drinking unhealthy amounts of liquor and alcohol, weed.
Yeah, what does alcohol endorse? Loose actions and behaviors. And doing things that you won't regret. That's one.
Exactly. You're completely taking your mind from your own control.
From your own control.
When you get drunk.
Devilish ways and activities, but okay.
Okay. Weed and other types of drugs. Because nowadays there's other types of drugs.
That Molly, girl, take Molly and that part of
it. That's self-explanatory, isn't it? Everybody knows you shouldn't really be doing drugs because they're not good for you. Anyways, let's go on. So then you're marching on the road, basically naked.
Which endorses lustful ways, which is in the Bible, which is devil activity as well.
I mean, it's just human nature, bro. If you see someone not having respect for themselves, basically dressing naked, because it's not half naked like a bikini or stuff.
Basically fully naked.
Basically, if you can't really see
majority
of the stuff.
Just a little patch, but you girls are going to say, no, we're not naked. It's a little patch.
Yeah.
Alright.
You're showing the world that you don't have respect for yourself. So then what are the men going to do? Not have respect for you.
Lustful thinking. Alright.
You're going basically naked. But to make it even worse to the foreigners watching that doesn't really know what carnival entails, they're going over 90-degree angle, bent over. And basically having sex with clothes on.
It's dry humping, basically. For you guys that would understand, it's the Caribbean thing, you know?
Basically
dry humping. Having sex is dry humping.
Yeah, grabbing hair, grabbing neck, grabbing shoulder. It's basically sex with clothes on.
I would count it as a body, but they wouldn't, so...
I mean, we've seen it, actually, where men's girls, will whine. We call it whining, as we say.
In Jamaica, whining,
on another man.
Yeah, and she's married.
But that's not cheating.
Yeah, but it kind of mixes up over here, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I know it might sound fine to you guys.
It's very hypocritical, but you know,
it's not cheating. It's not apparently, cheating, but it's not. Whatever. But anyway, so said bent over 90-degree angle, getting humped basically.
Yeah, man.
On unhealthy amount of alcohol and drugs. And they're basically dressing naked. And now, even worse, as we said earlier on in this video.
You forget. Oh no, the girls them stop whining pan man. So it's other females.
Yeah.
Going against what? That's another devilish.
Yeah,
thing,
because nobody's
man and woman. No, woman and woman. Alright, copy.
crazy, insane, because they still have the man and woman, but now the women are saying, oh, some of them are too good to wind up on men now.
The women are the men now, so you know.
So they start whining on each other,
Yeah.
twerking on each other, basically, which is not the natural imperative.
Which goes against God, by the way. Alright.
But even worse now, which I was going to
I
get
don't know what I'm
into.
talking about, by the way. Alright.
A while ago, Jamaica is supposed to be a homophobic country.
Yeah, man, as I said, yeah.
Or-
No, man and man now.
Seeping into the
You
carnival.
didn't realize, you guys aren't realizing.
Seeping in, slithering their way
There's
in.
absolutely nothing that good that comes out of carnival.
Pure degeneracy.
If you girls can tell us what come out in the comments below, then you can tell us.
Something productive
Yeah,
for
tell
society.
us something good that goes against society.
A purpose.
A purpose, yeah. In the comments below.
Please. Because now the gays are coming in and all type of
Yeah, man, and you guys are endorsing that, by the way.
Endorsing.
You females, because you guys are the reason why it's so bad now today. But that's the
Because
next argument.
as we said, the girl and girl, that's gay. And then now we have man and man, that's gay.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? That's going against the natural imperatives, as we said. So now, as I said, degeneracy is a black hole, bro. So the more you let pass, the more you let pass, the more you let pass, it's the worse it's going to get.
Yeah, man. And then, as we're speaking about the age, the elders now that's supposed to endorse the proper way of going about it, they don't care now, you know, because they want to be the younger.
They're being a
guys.
part of it.
So they're a part of it now, so that there's no hope, you know, because they're the ones supposed to be helping and pushing people in the right direction, but no, they don't care. So, you know.
And guess what? Everybody talking about the pedophilia or the PDF files, right?
Them they're too, you know, but
Yeah.
All
They're
right.
there.
They're there, you know, watching your
Because
children.
guess
you know.
what? We're seeing 15, 16-year-old, 14-year-old maybe, out in the costumes,
Yeah,
basically.
man. And you guys don't know who's there watching your child sexually in a lustful
And
way.
I guess what? It's the thought.
It's a thought as well. That's where it stems from, you know.
The thought.
Not the action, you know. The thought. But you guys don't want to listen. But alright. It's a devilish event, as I said before.
And degeneracy is devilish.
And the age gap doesn't matter because they're not acting their age. And they're not endorsing the proper movements. So guess what? We're in a fucked up society and it's not improving no time soon. That's where we here.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Right?
Subscribe. Because as we said, degeneracy in a society, this whole society is run by degeneracy. So they don't have time to put their thought into building up the society or bettering the society. They're just focused on pussy,
Yeah, man.
Vagina.
Pussy, vagina,
breasts,
breasts.
this, that.
And I don't wrong the ladies for going for the money because that's all you guys care about.
No, but yes. So they're going for the money, but then they complain about men sexualizing them.
Yeah, well, we're in a fucked up world right now.
Because even back in the day, those older women will carry themselves with a certain pedigree.
Mm-hmm.
Now the older women are trying to be 19, 20
Yeah,
again.
19, 20. It don't make no sense, man.
It is absolutely insane. And I know this all ties in though to that age topic. We went into carnival and all this stuff, but it
all
does,
falls back on age.
it does tie in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I kind of hope and wish in the future that age will have a certain example and
As a respect.
respect about it again. Hopefully.
Because now we see kids don't even care. Well, the age group, they disrespect. don't
Disrespect
care.
the elders and stuff.
Yeah. You have these YNs, now them say YNs now, they don't give a shit about no age. They don't care about rules, because there's no rules in Jamaica, if I'm being honest. There's no fucking rules.
Well, a lot, but even it's crazy because even in some first world countries, you would think there are rules, but
Yeah, there's none
they
at all.
bend and
Yeah, they don't
twist and
care. Mm-hmm.
maneuver them to their benefit.
So you have the older people acting young, and you have the young girls now having over 50 bodies before 20. Jesus Christ.
And we're not just saying that.
Why?
We know.
Why?
It is crazy, bro. It is insane. And obviously, I've said it before, we want the betterment for the world on a whole. Both of us.
Mm-hmm.
So we feel like it's a part of our, our being, our ideology to really speak our mind and speak our point of views and try and steer society and the world in a better and more prosperous direction.
Because that's all we aim for, is to be elevated and push people in the right direction. Because I know we have a lot of haters and a lot of people behind the camera talking. But
viewing what we're doing on
viewing
private
what we're doing
accounts,
and
fake accounts.
talking about us in a negative way. Just know I have all love for you, man.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I have love for you. Thank you for the support.
Again, thank you for viewing the videos. Thank you for watching everything we do.
You can say whatever you want. It's not gonna affect, but
we just don't give a shit, to be honest.
God bless you, man.
God bless you
all.
all.
To say. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment and this video.
Yes.
A lot coming. Look out for it.
Subscribe to our Telegram channel.
The Telegram is in the description as well.
Because all the exclusive content that we cannot post on YouTube, we'll be posting there. Knowledge, insights, wisdom, plans for the future, everything is going to be in the Telegram.
I don't feel like we just glued to cheers and just one background and thing. More videos coming with
different styles.
Yeah, we're gonna put some styles into it and traveling and stuff, so you guys look out for that.
And I want them to not take what we've said
in a negative
light or in a hateful way. Everything we said about carnival, age, the elders, the young people these days, it's not hate or in a negative way. We're just identifying an issue and a problem, and we feel like to just air that to the public.
Yeah, man, because in life there's a good way to go about things and a bad way to go about things. Unfortunately, the bad way is the way we're going about things.
And we don't like to see that.
And we don't like to see that, so
we just want to put that out there, and maybe we can change some minds with our point of view.
Yeah, exactly.
People start looking at things a bit differently. But thank you guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. It was lovely. See you in the next one. We're out.